Vincent, we read about Boeing last week, didn't we, when they'd had a number of glitches, as it were, cracked windshields and exploding batteries and faulty brakes and the like. But on this week, it looks like things have stepped up a bit again.
Yes, there's been a very serious incident today, actually, in Japan. All of the glitches that have happened to the Boeing 787 Dreamliner, which is its brand new, state-of-the-art, future of aviation airplane, have taken place in Japan or on Japanese airlines. And what happened today was that there was a Boeing 787 Dreamliner flown by all Nippon Airways had to make an emergency landing about an hour into its flight, and ANA and Japan Airlines both grounded their entire fleet of 787s. That's a big step forward in the problems that the 787 is facing.
Because we had the Federal Aviation Authority beginning an investigation at the tail end of last week, and now this. Is it, you know, what should an investor think now then, I guess?
Well, I think that you know, what investors need to do is bear two things in mind. One is that this could very well be a material incident because it's generating lots of publicity. It's a very serious issue in the aviation world, you know, an emergency landing and then the grounding of airplanes. And the second thing is that investors continue to bear in mind that it's not the cost of these things necessarily that will be material ultimately. It's the length of time that it'll take to get on top of them. And this is where Boeing now faces its big challenge.
Because if you look on the flip side, you know, you've got 50 or so of these things flying, an order book of around 900 planes. We know that this type of plane, or this plane in particular, will be the future of aviation, low cost, etc. So it's not yet a supply issue. I mean, they will sell a lot of these planes in the future. I guess the question for investors is how quickly those cash flows will accrue to Boeing.
Exactly, yes. I mean, Boeing is making no money out of the 787 Dreamliner. Let's face it, you know, it cost way too much to develop, and it's too far behind schedule for that to happen. And it probably won't make money until there's a couple of thousand of them flying around every day. But the question is now, when will that moment arrive? And I don't think that a company like Boeing, even one as big as Boeing, can really afford that kind of uncertainty over its major product of the future.
Okay, well, last week when we talked about it, the share price was fairly agnostic on the matter, and this morning it's down, so investors are treating this a lot more seriously. Thank you very much for your thoughts.